Hey guys, I'm going to do this even at the risk of sounding like an infomercial. Are you not in love with working the next 40 to 50 years of your life? Do you think there are more productive things to do with the limited time you have? Is the life you want to live not really fit with the current financial situation that you have? If so, call the number below. Sorry guys, there's not going to be a number. This isn't that kind of channel. However, I do think I just described about 90% of the population on this planet. Not everybody is enthralled with the idea of, getting a job in middle school, high school, working for the next 50 years of your life, and spending the last 10 to 15 years that you have in retirement. Also, the retirement age in the last 10 to 15 years has been steadily creeping up. Like when I was a kid, 62 years old was kind of like the accepted retirement age for adults. Once you hit 62, that was it. Go enjoy the rest of your life. Now, currently, 65 is the widely accepted range of retirement. Now, I have also heard people talk with the increase in the average human life expectancy to increase that retirement age to 67. That people are going to aim for, try to get to. Not, spend that extra 2 years on living the best life that you can, but they want you to spend that extra 2 years that you get to still be a cog in the economy and do work. Not really my idea of something that I want to do. And by the way, even after all of that, the 10 to 15 years that you have in retirement age, not really 10 to 15 years of things you can actually do. The last 5 years is probably going to be riddled with some form of medical disaster, or you're not going to be able to do things that you did when you were younger. You're not going to be as spry. So there is that as well. Maybe the list of things on your bucket list require you, to be 30, 40 years old if you want to go like skydiving, cliff jumping, whatever. And you're not going to be able to do that when you're older. Yeah, I mean, I got an uncle who is 70 years old that still water skis, but I think that's probably an exception. Most people are currently stuck in the cycle of, working 60 hours a week just to get by, and they don't really have time for anything else, and it's wearing you down. In comes FIRE. You've probably heard at least a little bit about it throughout the internet, but it stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. It's a movement started by people that want to adopt a strategy of saving and investing that will allow them to retire early before the traditional retirement age, so they can get living their life and they don't have to be beholden to a full-time job. Now, there are different types of FIRE that change your savings goals depending on what kind of FIRE you want to achieve, and we're going to talk about those in a different video. Now, I talked about savings goals. Now, for the people that participate in FIRE and use this strategy, they make lifestyle changes, they make spending habit changes, they change a lot of different aspects of their life to hit these savings goals. So how is that different than what people are already doing? People already save as much money as you can, make as much money as you can, live off of those like savings. This way, people are taking the savings to the extreme. Every single bit of money they save, they invest, and they want to live off the investments later in life. Now, when I'm talking the amount of saving is high, it is very high. So normally, you want to take 50% of your earnings, the 50-30-20 rule, 50% on your needs, 30% on your wants, and 20% on your savings / investing. You're trying to get it down for FIRE to 30 to 50% of your income is what you're going to use for all of your needs and wants. So your rent, your food, your entertainment, every single thing that you would normally spend money on to get you through the month is going to be part of that 30 to 50%, which leaves 50 to 70% of your income that you bring in on a monthly basis left for investing. And this is, I think, is obvious, but I feel like I have to say it. I am not an investing professional. I'm not certified. I am in no way, shape, or form any type of professional investment strategist. Do not take my advice as law. Always, except for this advice right here, always, invest in safe and proven investing strategies. Diversification is key. Just do your research before you do any type of, investing or uses of your money, just to keep yourself safe. But only go to professionally certified people for these kind of things. For most people, living off of 30% of your income is extremely difficult. This would require you to cut things down, entertainment, food costs. You're going to be able to make budget-friendly choices, all the little things that you didn't think about before, you would have to do them to, they add up. One of the more extreme options that I've seen people do is they sell the current house that they're living in. It might be more space than they need, so they are going to sell it and get a cheaper, smaller house to help with their financial journey. The reason FIRE advocates go to these extremes is they view it as sacrificing now to get rewarded later. If you're working the 40-hour-a-week job now that you don't like, you could possibly, after you saved enough money and use this strategy, you could go down to a less paying job, but one that you've really liked. That you wanted, you just didn't want to do it before because it didn't pay enough. Or going to a 20-hour-a-week part-time job so you can spend more time at home with your family. Depending on how strictly you adhere to the minimalist lifestyle, you could possibly set aside enough money to get you set for the rest of your life in 10 to 15 years, depending on how you do that, as long as you live frugally. A lot of people think that you need to make six-figure income for the FIRE strategy to work. You don't need to make that much. While making more money obviously can accelerate your timetable to retirement, it'll work as well with a $100,000 a year salary as a $30,000 a year salary. It's all about percentages. You're used to saving, 70% of your income and living off 30, you can do it again. For every year you do that and live off of 30% and save 70%, you put away 2 years for every 1 year that you live. So you're just stacking it up. Most FIREs, when they are ready to quit the full-time grind, they do the common, finance strategy of withdrawing 3 to 4% of their portfolio a year to sustain them. Now, obviously, monitor that and adjust your portfolio as needed to the times in the economy while you do this. And living frugally, you'll be able to sustain yourself. Even more so if you find other sources of income. You do that part-time job for 10, 15, 20 hours a week. You do that side hustle. All the little bit of money helps when you're able to cut your expenses and live frugally. Most people that fall in love with the FIRE lifestyle don't just want to retire and do nothing for the rest of their life. They just want to use their time more efficiently and on the things that bring them joy. This could still be in the form of work, just not the desk job or the construction gig that they've been doing, the last 20, 30 years of their life. It could be in the form of woodworking or gardening or playing video games or making YouTube videos. Whatever you want to do. That's what's so awesome about being financially free, is that you're not chasing a paycheck and you actually get to spend your time how you want to do fulfilling things that bring you joy and mean a lot to you. Thanks, guys, for getting through this one with me and wanting to learn more about the FIRE lifestyle. So if you want to learn more, there's going to be an entire series on this. And yeah, like and subscribe. Thanks for helping me out again.